What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Mystics Outlook. We got Raymond Lyons, Cardo Dudley Jr. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. And let's get straight to it, man. The Washington Mystics. We've said this quite a few times this season. Just late game execution cost once again. Former Mystic Kayla Thornton, her play gave the Liberty the edge in this one. She had 20 points in her first start of the season. It felt like all four of her triples were extremely timely for New York. And then for Washington, we watched them once again, fall down early, climb back into the game, take the lead, and then just the god-awful miscues late that they just can't seem to get out their way. And against quality teams, you give quality teams an out, they're going to take the out. Ray, we'll start with you and then Cardell. Just your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that stands out is definitely the late game execution. The Liberty closed the game on a 16-4 run. That's you can't allow that to happen, man. But that story has played itself out basically in every game for the Mystics this season. They just let go of the reins in the closing moments, and yeah, that's how you end up 0-8. And of course, it's a tall task going up against the Liberty tonight. They're one of the best teams in the W, super talented up and down the roster, but they're in the game with 4 minutes left, and everything just goes to hell from that point on. They got to get better at that, man. It doesn't do you any good to play good basketball for 36 minutes and play absolutely terrible basketball for 4. That's going to get you a loss most times, especially against a team of this caliber. But on a positive note, it's good to see Ariel start to find a way offensively. This is the second game where she's been kind of in a rhythm and just kind of working herself back to what we know she's capable of. Just hopefully that continues. But they're missing Brittany Sykes. That's a gaping hole on both ends. Her tenacity defensively and her explosiveness on offense it would cure a lot of their ills right now. They need something, man. They need a spark plug. They need something to be injected into this team to kind of get them over the hump. I know it's frustrating for me, so I can imagine how they feel game after game, being in it in the waning moments, and then not being able to close. They could legitimately be 7-1 right now. Like that's the crazy part about it. But the ball's bounced a certain way and they're over. So I know Coach Eric is gonna get them prepared for the next game and try to get this first win. But I can imagine that at the top of the board is going to be late game execution for the foreseeable future.
Cardell.
Yeah, like Ray said, late game execution, the bad shots, just the untimely, crazy turnovers, man. I know Van Loo been raving about her flair for the game, the way her vision, the way she can pass or whatnot. But sometimes, man, she just somewhere is looking at. That penalty by the sideline of Horn. When Liberty first started their run and you could feel the game slipping away, it was just man, shot clock violation. The bad shot selection, man, missing the 3. It's just you see the gaping hole as with not having a steady point guard, and obviously the scoring punch of Brittany Sykes, man, and another thing defensively, Kayla Thornton had 20 points. She came in the game averaging 3 points a game. You just can't have that. It's already hard enough to deal with Stewie and John Quayle. Ionescu exploded, 24 points. It's the little things, man. It's the little things that's plaguing them, man. And you saw when the Mystics were right there, tied or slightly behind The Liberty played much more under control. They calmed down, they slowed down, ran their offense, ran their sets, and then they got good shots. They just missed a couple, and then the misses came right down and gave it right back to them. John Quill 3, and it was a wrap. You could just feel it. Thornton 3, it's a wrap. Game over. And that's what happens. That's the difference, honestly, between bad teams or average teams and the top tier teams. It's those moments. It's the top team sees those moments. They understand the importance of those possessions, and they get good shots or get good plays out of those possessions. They don't really waste too many possessions. And you can't give, especially on the road, you can't give a good team, the team that was runner-up in the WNBA last year, you can't give them extra chances to beat you because they will, and they did. You see what I'm saying? And this is what the Mystics bench thoroughly outplaying the Liberty's bench. The Liberty bench only had 4 points, and you lost by 11. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just this is one of the more wild seasons since I've been covering the Mystics. I'm experiencing, man, because it's before either they're bad or they're outstanding, and there's no in between. This one is more. This is one probably most frustrating season because it's like y'all are right there. Like Ray said, y'all could easily be 7-1 if y'all just execute better. Don't have defensive lapses, rebound, do the necessary little things that is required to win. And you just seeing a perfect example of this. A couple plays here and there where you don't do what you're supposed to do, and it costs you games, man. It costs you games, man. So it's tough, man. It's tough watching it, but that's it. That's what it came down to. Literally 1 point, 12 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it'd be real. Like you said, you talk about past seasons. There have been past seasons because of injuries and sometimes things the overall talent on the roster who's available, whatnot. That, hey man, you know what it was when they were going into the game. You knew exactly what it was. You're hoping that, see who can have a good showing. This is not what this is. There's talent on the team. Is evidenced by a really bad team would have the best bench in the league. Like it's too much stuff that just doesn't go together. Like you said, it's just maddening. Ray, as you mentioned, I'm sure they're extremely frustrated as well. They just got to find a way to close the game, get over the hump, so they can have a reference point of executing late. Because right now, far too often that reference point is a missed opportunity, a missed read, a missed assignment, like you guys mentioned. And it's human nature when it's happening like that, because it's not blowouts. Like the tighter games, they have a bigger effect. Like it's human nature to start pressing a little bit. And like you guys mentioned, they got to slow down in those moments so they can capitalize. And that's all it's been. Credit to Kayla Thornton tonight, obviously, for the Liberty. Cardell, you said she came in averaging 3. She hits her average tonight. It's a different game. Obviously, no Vandersloot at the same time. Mystics have not had Brittany Sykes at the second game of the season. Player of the game.
And I'm gonna go with Kayla Thornton. And that's why I expect her to have games like that, where she can shoot and the green light in the road. But when you come into a game averaging 3, you step up and you give them 20, and not just that, 5 steals, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. You fill the stat sheet and you exceed all your averages by that. And you shoot efficiently, 7 of 14 from the field, 4 of 11 from deep. I gotta take my hat off to you. She was literally the difference in the game.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's hard to dispute. She outscored her season average by 17 in an 11-point game. If she even just has a slightly better game than her season average, they lose. It's like I might have to do a twofer like I did last week and give her both, because she was the best player for the Liberty and she was the X factor for the Liberty for sure. But yeah, man, she had a great game. I definitely agree with Cardell here.
Hey, look, no arguments for me. Again, her name's first word in the title of this recap for a reason. Hell of a performance by her. Way to step up when your number's called. X Factor. Ray, we got your vote. You're going double for sure. Cardell.
Yeah, I'm with Ray. It makes total sense. She was the X Factor and player of the game. Seriously.
All right, double for Kayla Thornton. No argument there. We did have a comment from Jamil. What's going on, sir?
Yeah.
In every game, they're just one play away. The other team seems to capitalize on that one mistake. We be down one turnover or one shot, and the lead is never that close again.
Exactly what I was saying. It's just slow down, man. Just calm down. Like they rushing, and you see them pressing more and more as these losses mount. You know what I'm saying? They really, but you should have the veterans. It's the reason why Tabal got Van Loo because of her experience. She's a rookie, but she's 31. She played a lot of overseas basketball, been an international player. Atkins, no need to explain. Y'all know what it is with Atkins. But the thing is, outside of those two, who can make plays consistently? With Sykes being out, it gets bleak, and teams know that. So, yeah, man, they really got to watch the film to see where they're coming up wrong at, because it's consistent with what Jamil said. It's consistent. Though that's his comment. That's the reason why they're 0-8 now. That's why they're 0-8.
Yeah, for on the 0-8, 0-5 on the road. Liberty moved to 6-2. Washington gets some days to regroup. Then on Tuesday, we double check because I don't want to lie to anybody. They have a road game on Tuesday, then they come back home for back-to-back games. On Tuesday, they're in Connecticut. So what fun. Listen, Thomas and company. Traveling up to Mohegan for that. Then one day in between, they got a back-to-back. They got the Sky and Fever.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
Back-to-back at Capital One.
Oh,
So, it's going to be so many extra eyes on that game and whatnot, and the commentary and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. But again, hopefully that time in between now and Tuesday's game, hopefully they get to Connecticut, and Brittany Sykes is a part of the group.
Yeah, they need her back.
They need her bad in the worst way, like you guys mentioned. This isn't one of the teams in the past when it's kind of super top heavy or whatnot. Sykes is kind of designed for Sykes to be the thing to make it easier for the shooters with the pressure she puts on the defense, and with that not being there, Lord, it's tough. Like it's honestly tough. We saw them get into so many plays, 9 seconds on the shot clock. You finally get into an action because opposing defense is that aggressive. Like, just those little things, man. But we will check in with y'all after Tuesday's game. And then obviously we see you again on Thursday and Friday. Y'all have a good weekend.